Hey UConn Nation, it's KK Arnold here. If you're looking for the latest UConn women's basketball content, go subscribe to Listen Up to Phil and Ryan. Go Huskies!
The morning of Monday, January 30th. Thank you, KK. Ride the last check in and the last video of 2024. Wow, wow, wow. What a milestone. Thank you to the Listen Up family. We can't appreciate y'all enough. Before we get down into it, I'll remind them again, Ryan, to be safe and have a happy new year. Ryan has a lot in store for us on this episode. I appreciate you a lot joining me, Ryan, on this Monday morning as we get into Marquette news. And boy, oh boy, coached by Kara Consuegra, boy, do the UConn Huskies have their hands full with the leading scorer on this team, the 6'3 sophomore out of Markham, Canada, Skylar Forbes.
Yeah, happy new year to everybody. Again, thanks for all the support in 2024. Hard to believe this is the last video of 2024. Seems like we were just starting the season a couple weeks ago, but here we are just about to kick off 2025. But yeah, again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We love to hear from you guys as always. But yeah, UConn finished off 2024 on a good note yesterday, defeating Providence, and now we turn the page pretty quickly to 2025 as UConn travels to Wisconsin to take on the Marquette Golden Eagles. Marquette is 9-3 on the year. They just picked up their first Big East win against DePaul. They kind of had a rough start to the season, though, losing to UCF and Illinois, recently losing to Bowling Green. Perhaps, though, they're still trying to recover from losing four big-time players, including Liza Carlin and Mackenzie Hare to the transfer portal. Jordan King, Rose Nkumu graduated. They also lost their head coach, Megan Duffy, as she went to Virginia Tech. So I imagine it was quite an adjustment for this Golden Eagles team, losing those players and their head coach that uh, they only have 12 active players on their roster as well, but they are led by, you mentioned her, sophomore forward Skylar Forbes, who's having a pretty good breakout year, averaging 15 points and 7 rebounds. And one of the only players that stayed, pretty familiar name, senior Lee Volker, averaging 14 points and 6 rebounds on the season. Haley Weiss having a solid year, putting up just under 10 points and 6 rebounds. After that, there isn't much production with a team full of new players or second year players and a new head coach. As for UConn in this game, I think they need to bring their defensive pressure and apply a lot of pressure early like they did versus Providence. I don't think Marquette is going to be able to keep up in this game, probably not keep it close, but they probably will if UConn struggles to score in the second half like they also did against Providence. So hopefully we can see that improve for the Huskies in this game and come out in the second half just like they did in the first half and have pretty consistent quarters all the way around.
All right, Ryan, I appreciate you a lot. We will save score predictions and who wins for last, like always. Let's go over to some comments. Gary Roundtree said, "Hi, I hope you two guys had a good Christmas. You know, I love to be real about my Yukon girls the way I see it. There is a problem. They better get it together soon. The forward and center position need another forward and another center, not going anywhere this year. 2025, Gino, get back to recruiting now, please. Go out of the country or stay in the States. I forgot the guards as well. KK needs a jump shot. Very bad." Well, and he puts a question mark there. So he's not calling necessarily, he's not calling KK bad, but he's maybe he's asking you, Ryan, very bad.
Well, I think KK, like I said in the Providence recap, I'm glad that she got her minutes up and Gino gave her more of an opportunity in that game. And hopefully that honestly continues for the rest of the year because I think it's very important that KK plays off the bench. She just brings so much energy and the way she can impact the game, especially on defense. But I think she has a couple good drives to the basket, or she had a couple good drives to the basket in that Providence game. But I think, working on her mid-range jumper, three-point shot is definitely things that she can improve upon. As for the bigs, I keep on mentioning about Jana and Ice needing to step up on offense. I think they've been doing a pretty good job on the defensive side of things in terms of defending the paint, getting rebounds, but Gino did a pretty good job recruiting Sarah Strong. So, very lucky to have her for this season and hopefully 3 more years after this one. But, I think we're at a pretty good spot in terms of bigs. Perhaps it would help to get another very talented big, maybe in the transfer portal after the season is over. But, I think Jana and Isa are really talented. They just need to, get in the groove of things and have that one breakout game that hopefully gives them some momentum.
Great PT said, how much did UConn outscore USC in the second half? And the reason I bring that comment up, Ryan, is because I feel like UConn is right there. Like they're not the negative comments I'm seeing that I probably won't read, but we appreciate you coming through still. It's not like the very, very negative comments is what I'm talking about. Like UConn is not that far off. I truly, strongly, really believe that. I'm not just saying that, just to say it. Just some minor fixes here and there, Ryan. And I think that March will be a deep run like we're used to seeing. The Biden for the gum, Ryan. Happy holidays. Yep. He may test lineups, but what do you think? I think the best lineup will be Paige, Azee, Aubrey, Sarah with Shade and Arnold. And then he goes on to say, how can they handle South Carolina without a post player? Jana L. Alfie, Ryan. That's all I had to tell you. Like, she needs to figure it out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough to, like I said, compete with the higher level teams when you don't have much of a post game down low. But I think, I don't know if Gino's is going to switch to a four guard lineup anytime soon. I think Sarah Strong and Jana Alfie in the starting lineup, those two down low, I think that's a pretty good tandem to have. But yeah, I think when Aubrey comes back, I think she's going to have a pretty good impact on this team. Not sure if she'll go into the starting lineup. Kaylin Chen's another one of those players where she didn't really, have much offensive production again against Providence, but hopefully that'll change sometime soon as well with Kaylin Chen. I think she also needs to find her groove a little bit more, and perhaps find some more offensive production.
Well, let's go over that very quickly. You talk about the forwards, Ryan, and so for so long I've heard you, and I appreciate that. Not even on the air here, but off the air, right over the phone when we talk about you're so concerned with that down low play for UConn. You have Ice Brady. She's shown flashes. I strongly believe in her, right? You have Sarah Strong. What a freshman season she's putting together. We got the ESPN alert, right, in the airport before we got on the plane that Friday morning. And you're like, yeah, Phil, I saw that, right? And then you have, well, you can't forget Aubrey Griffin coming back. So I think, again, there is just a couple missing pieces, right? And I think they're really, when Aubrey Griffin comes back, oh, watch out, Ryan. I don't think you'll be talking about that issue as much. And then you have, the reason I say Jana, because, look, I don't know how you feel about it. I feel like that she's the one, she has a lot left. Like, she's just talented, and we haven't seen near as much talent as she can provide. I think that she will break out even more than what we've seen. We talk about that post play. I really think, man, Jana is the piece, man. She has got to figure it out, Ryan. And I say that in a positive way.
Yeah, coming into the season when we did her player breakdown, like we did for every player, I thought she was going to be one of the X factors on this team, kind of the dark horse player. Not a lot of people talking about her in the off season just because she missed so much time, and with her this being her first year, kind of getting in the groove of things. But Yeah, I think it just might take that one breakout performance for either Ice or Janet to kind of get into a rhythm and have that for the rest of the season. But yeah, I agree. I don't really think UConn is that far off from really competing with the higher level teams. Definitely expecting a pretty deep run still in March. But yeah, I think, it's a couple of minor things that UConn has to fix, a couple of minor details and mistakes that UConn's still making, but nothing really major that they can't fix before the end of the season.
All right, for the final time, Ryan, 2024, your score prediction and who wins.
Well, like I said, I just don't think Marquette has quite enough to compete in this game with UConn offensively. Probably another blowout win. I'm going to say UConn 89, Marquette 60.
All right, Ryan, I will go. Let's go, obviously, UConn, right? UConn winning this one. I will go UConn 90, Marquette 70. Is there any way I can switch it? No, I'll just leave it at that. I think UConn really goes all out. Let's just predict it again, right? 90-70, UConn wins this one. And Ryan, the magic in new beginnings is truly the most powerful of them all. Cheers, Ryan, to a new year, and I will see you in 2025. Be safe, Phil and Rye on Listen Up.